think for just a second about your favorite lake to fish. Got it? Now, what exactly is it about that lake that makes it your favorite? What species of fish are abundant there? Is it predominantly largemouth? Or more geared towards smallmouth? Does it have pike? Muskie? Or how about walleye? Now what if I told you there was one place that had it all? Better largemouth bass fishing for numbers than most lakes in the southern states.
There's so many fish in here.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Oh baby. She popped me right at the boat.
Smallmouth fishing that rivals even the Great Lakes.
Woo! This is the biggest smallmouth of my life.
That's a chunk.
Show him over here.
Oh
yes.
Dude.
Pike fishing that will make you forget you're not in Canada.
This thing is what?
That doesn't get your heart going.
Yeah, good.
Look at the size of that. Look at the size of that pike. Oh, baby.
And walleye with an eye-popping average size.
7. Oh. She's huge.
Oh, it's a walleye.
Giant walleye. It's so big. I can't even move her.
I'm talking about a place that is so special, freshwater sea monsters can actually become a reality.
Oh, baby. Bring him over.
A place where multi-species days are as good as guaranteed. 100 fish days are far from uncommon. And the idea of getting skunked is an entirely foreign concept.
Alright, cool.
Now what if I told you that this place is within a 5-hour drive from the most densely populated city in our country? Would you believe me? Lake Champlain is the place where habitats collide. It's like a freshwater theme park for nearly everything that swims. Grassy flats, rocky banks, murky bays, and clear open water reefs that hold everything from panfish to the toothiest of critters. With so much water to cover, Champlain can be an intimidating feat to conquer. It can take years of experience to find the spots on the spots. However, this is the place where all frustration should be cast aside. Stay patient. Use your chart. Watch the conditions. Put in the time and wait for your turn. Because memories of a lifetime can happen here at any given moment. At this point in our lives, heading up to Lake Champlain is the equivalent to a child's Christmas morning. Sometimes known as the Sixth Great Lake, occupying 2 states and even part of Canada, Lake Champlain holds numerous state records for many species. At 125 miles long, with more than 400 square miles of surface area, 70 islands, and 587 miles of shoreline, visiting anglers will be enthusiastically overwhelmed with the number of options. The possibilities are simply never ending. Champlain is even famous enough to have its own sea serpent, which goes by the name of Champ. And I won't deny, even I've kept a lookout over my shoulder at times. During most trips to the northern end of the lake, you put your windbreaker on the day you arrive, and don't take it off until you depart. Up here, towns are hard to come by, and the city life is a distant memory. Here, the farm dominates. Miles and miles of flat land surrounding the water make for high winds a large percentage of the time. And whatever the weather says the wind velocity will be that day, be sure to double it. Because there's some water out there. And this lake comes built with an attitude. Like any lake, a large percentage of Champlain largemouth reside in the shallow grasses and pads. Fishing these areas sometimes looks more like land than water. The endless grassy flats are unique and repetitive at the same time. And within that expansiveness, nature and wildlife is on full display. These areas are the equivalent to a fully populated city for largemouth bass, and the fish that reside here are some of the most aggressive in the lake.
That's a big fish. There are fish all around us right now. Gosh, eat this thing.
With a vacuum for a mouth and an opportunistic personality, the largemouth is the perfect heavy forage predator. For now, leave your finesse baits and spinning gear in the rod locker. This thick cover requires a rod with a little more backbone.
You gotta hold that.
Move slowly in short intervals. Look for areas where different weed types collide. Lure presentation is critical.
Alright, twitch. Twitch. There you go, there you go, there you go, there you go.
When the strike comes, you strike back. Then you better get her head up and fast.
There, got her. Holy cow. She's gotta go. Maybe 5? My ribs hurt from that one.
Champlain has many stories, and this is only one of them. After bruising our ribs from dragging largemouth out of the dense cover, it's time for a change of atmosphere. And for that, you can always rely on smallmouth. Smallmouth and rocks go together like ice with your favorite drink. These bronze-backed beauties are not only pretty to look at, but pound for pound are one of the best fighting sport fish that lives.
There's one. Is it spot lock? Yeah. Got some serious head on her. Wow, boy. Champlain tug. That's a big smallmouth.
Yeah, it is.
Get him, get him, get him.
Hooking up with one of these footballs on light spin tackle is enough to bring a smile on the face of even the most experienced angler. Not only are they packed with energy in the water, but they'll just as well dazzle you with their acrobatics in the air. This year, these fish seem to be a little more difficult to pattern than in the past. But if there's one thing you could say about smallmouth, it's that they are where you find them.
Oh, these fish are so big.
That is the Lake Champlain smallmouth.
Oh, jeez.
That's the way you wrap up an afternoon with a trip.
Oh my gosh, this is giant smallmouth. This is even bigger than the last one.
That's why we're not leaving. Oh, that's a big fish.
Oh, dude. Just beautiful.
That's what we've been looking for.
First cast on the Ned River. Look at the size of this gal. Caught more smallmouth right now than we've caught anywhere else in open water. Just 20 minutes, right?
Right.
There we go, and that is 100. Number 100.
When fishing these deeper structures for one type of fish, you can sometimes be surprised by another.
What do you got on there, Aaron?
It's surprises like these that are the true essence of Lake Champlain.
Just look at the size of this pike. An absolute monster pike.
Hooking up with this fish on light spinning gear and 8-pound test line all adds up to equal the best fight of the trip.
That doesn't get your heart going, huh?
Making multiple long runs with teeth that could slice through my fluorocarbon leader at any moment. I'm lucky this fight lasted as long as it did.
How fun is it catching giant pike on spinning gear, huh? Okay, let's start over. I guess that net is too small, huh?
With no net in the boat large enough to handle a jack of this size, it looks like I'll have to boat this one by hand. It takes 3 attempts before I'm confident she's ready.
Look at the size of that. Look at the size of that pike. Talk about happenstance when you're smallmouth fishing with subtle little baits and spinning gear, and this happens. Oh, baby. Oh man, we gotta get her back. That is a big pike.
For anglers in the Northeast, Lake Champlain is a uniquely diverse fishery packed with boundless opportunities, sights, and experiences right in our own backyard. It's a convenient waterway that fishes like a remote destination. Look around you and you will see an aquatic paradise that has always been. But the true depth of this glacial scar carved through the earth is something that can only be realized by the people that come here and experience it for themselves. With life waiting for us back home, our story ends here, but only for the moment. There are still plenty of stories left to be taken from this lake.